problem, the following person will be removed from the meeting. Okay. Ayun, natanggal na siya. I hope babalik siya. Okay. The main purpose of class orientation, children, is of course for you to be informed kung ano yung nasa loob or content of this subject, especially this new subject of the new curriculum. But then again, I would like to assure to you that this is not uncommon to me. This is not somewhat unfamiliar to me because the subject actually deals with technology, no? But it's just that ilalapat natin siya sa konteksto ng language education, no? But then again, um, as much as possible, no, na hanggang sa makakaya, no, lahat ng knowledge ko about technology and how to do it, I will share it to you. And then of course, I just wanted and I really needed your cooperation and then of course your initiatives at the same time. So we'll talk a little bit more about it, no. And then what else? Ano pa ba yung okay. By the way, I would like to inform everyone, siguro nag I do not know if nalilito kayo kung ano yung lengguwaheng gagamitin sa asignaturang ito. By the way, the language of instruction that we will be using for this particular subject is English. Okay? Because according to the description, the title is FED110, Technology for Teaching and Learning, specifically for language education. So specifically, this is for English and Filipino. So meaning to say that the language or the language of our instruction should be in English. Okay? English ta ang atong language of instruction, pero children, your output will be in Filipino because we will be doing it in of course, sabi ko nga kanina, yung mga konseptong malalaman natin sa asignaturang ito, ilalapat natin siya sa contextual na parte ng Filipino education, somewhat like that. Okay? So meron tayong theory and then you will apply it to Filipino language or Filipino education. Is that clear? Klaro ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
po,
No?
sir.
Okay, kasi baka mag-demand kayo ng Filipino. I am not a Filipino major. Nahihirapan ako magsalita ng Filipino, no? Limitado lang po yung kaalaman ko sa Filipino. Bagkos. Sorry, may pabagkos ako. In a way, no? Gayun pa man, bagkos, datapwat. Manginana siya. Okay? Sige. And then, the subject, as you can see, children, the subject is quite challenging. So bakit naging challenging siya, sir? It is because instead of doing this one in a laboratory, specifically in an IT room or educational technology lab, we cannot do it, no, because of the pandemic. We cannot actually propose to have face-to-face learning, face-to-face instruction because of the increasing number of um, COVID-19 cases, no? That is why naging challenging ang asignaturang ito kasi nga yung teorya hindi natin siya lilimitahin, no, sa kung ano man ang nangyari sa panahon ngayon, the pandemic, but we will do it in a contextualized manner. So ano po ibig sabihin ng contextualized manner, sir? Ibig sabihin, yung konsepto, hindi natin lilimitahin yung konsepto ng educational technology, no? Specifically sa language education, but your output, hindi naman ibig sabihin na yung output niyo ay magiging limited. But then again, yung output niyo will be contextualized. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung meron sa inyo at saka kung ano yung meron sa akin and then kung ano yung pwedeng maibigay sa pandemyang ito, yun yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So like for example, you have your cell phone only, you have your laptop, but you don't have any internet connectivity. So we will be using those resources, no, for us to survive this very tactical na subject. Nakaintindihan naman?
Yes,
Opo,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so klaro yan ha? Okay. Sige, we will start. I will start now my presentation. Okay, so sandali lang ha. Someone sent me a message. Yeah. Thanks, not and friends of. Okay. Okay, sige. So I will now present my um, presentation. Please tell me if it is not clear or we have problems on the visibility of my presentation. Just tell me. Okay? I'm Claro. Claro naman yung presentation ko.
Klaro po, sir.
Opo, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
How
sir.
about if
Klaro
I
po,
will be doing this one? Okay, ito, meron bang pagbabago? Meron akong ginawa, no, sa screen ko. May pagbabago ba? Wala.
Meron
Mas
po, sir.
naklaro po, sir.
Lumiit siya, lumiit siya.
mas
Opo,
clear po
sir.
yan, sir.
Ah, okay, lumiit siya. So, okay. Anyway, balikan na lang natin. How about this one? Lumaki ulit?
Opo, sir. Okay po.
Okay, so we'll be using this interface. Okay, for a while again. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Okay, so once again, good morning, good noon, everyone. Okay, so the subject is entitled, or actually meron siyang description or course title na FED 110. I think the acronym FED stands for Filipino Education. If I'm not mistaken, Ma'am Lia, no? Okay, thank you, Ma'am Lian. So FED 110, Technology for Teaching and Learning 2. But the full course title will be mentioned later. Okay. Of course, since I am not your advisor and you are not my advisees, so I would like, of course, to introduce myself. No, Fernando Siquete Jr. So that is not Siquete, no? That is Siquete. That is my full name. And of course, one of my profiles here, I also have my email address there, no? Although I have a lot of email addresses, but since I am now connected with MSU Main Campus, I am using the domain of MSU Main, so which is the msumain.edu.ph. Okay. If you are going to send me something through email, and then if you are going to use your email also, which is the domain is msumain.edu.ph, no, sa estudyante, ay merong S sa inyo, no? S.msumain, tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
If you are going to use that, excuse me, if you are going to use that email, all you have to do there is search my name. No, name lang yung isa-search ninyo kung for example kung meron kayong faculty or teacher or subject teacher ninyo na kailangan kayong magsumite ng output, hindi niyo alam kung ano yung email address na, all you have to do is just search the name of the teacher. You can use either the name or the surname of the teacher, and then you can actually see it, no? Because that is one of the features of having one organization na email ad or domain. Okay, so much for that. That is my full name, na Fernando, with my middle name, Rebecoy Siquete Jr. Why do I have to introduce this every semester? Because I don't want it na you just have to describe me, no? Sino yung guro ninyo sa Fed 110? Ay, yung ano, yung sexy, yung maganda. I don't want those adjectives, no? No, all you have to do there is surfer. Okay? And then, of course, baka merong punto sa inyong pagiging estudyante na kailangan niyo isulat yung pangalan ng inyong guro, ay yan. No? Gusto ko yan yung isusulat niyo, the full name of your teacher. And then the pronunciation of my surname, that is not Siquete, that is Siquete. Claro?
Opo.
Claro ba?
Yes,
Po,
sir.
Very
sir.
good, Shane.
Yes,
Very good,
sir.
children.
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, I want you to call me Sir Fern. No, do not call me Sir Fernando. Di joke ko muling iba sa tawag ko Sir Fernando. No? Kasi if someone will call me Sir Fernando, parang mura siya si FPJ. Mura ko action star ana. No? Di ba ko action star? No? no? Ako man ko ka ng beauty pageant star. May naana dang napita. So you can call me Sir Fern. No? Klaro ba? Anyway, I will not impose it, but
Yes,
actually, no?
sir.
Yes. Preferably, I really want you
Yes,
to
sir.
call me Sir Fern. Okay, thank you so much, children. Next would be the subject mechanism. So we'll be um, discussing here what's inside the subject. Okay. Of course, you're very familiar since this is our second term of doing the virtual class. No? The pandemic actually brought us here. No? Actually, there are times na nag-uusap-usap kami mga guro sa department namin na nami-miss namin yung mga times na pupunta kami sa isang classroom and then nandun yung mga estudyanteng mga maiingay, yung mga balbal o mga dagway ng mga estudyante noon. May estudyante nga wala hilamos, ano, mamimiss namin yan. No? But then again, because of we don't want no people to be part of the list na mga namamatay, naging positive ng COVID, that is why kailangan talaga nating i-follow yung recommendation of the IATF and then of course the government that we should stay at home. That is why we are doing this one. And then hindi naman pwede sa sektor ng edukasyon, hindi naman pwedeng matapos yung ano ba yan, learnings ng mga bata just because of the pandemic. We can actually do it in another manner. So that is why we have the virtual class. No? Although na-miss talaga natin at saka medyo mas gusto natin yung conventional na pamamaraan ng pagkatuto, no? Pero hindi natin 'yan maiwasan because the safety of the people is actually the main concern of the government. Okay, so that is why instead of using room 8 in the new building, room 1, room 2, room 3, or whatsoever, we will be using Google Classroom. And I believe you're very familiar with Google Classroom. Is that right? Is that
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yes,
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 sir.
very
sir.
familiar, no? Murag sa
Yes,
buong
sir.
semestre ay
Yes, sir.
explore na natin
Yes po.
yung Google Classroom. Hindi naman kasi komplikado yung feature ng Google Classroom. Very simple lang naman siya. So, sure ako na naiintindihan niyo yung konsepto ng Google Classroom natin. So, as of the moment, we will be using the virtual classroom. Okay? Next would be uploading of materials. Sa mga siguro may naging estudyante na ako dito sa ibang asignatura, no? Every time talaga that I will be uploading something, no? All of the materials will be uploaded sa tinatawag natin na classwork tab, no? Sa student account ng Google Classroom natin, you will actually see three tabs there. The first one is the stream tab. The second one is the classroom tab. And then the third one is the people tab. No, wherein you can actually see your classmates. No? Pwede niyo makita kung sino yung mga klase ninyo. Pwede ninyong hanapin kung nandun ba yung crush ninyo. No? Somewhat like that. And then the fourth tab that you can actually see sa screen ko, yung grades, hindi ninyo yan hindi niyo yan makikita. It is because you're using the student account. No? Yung guro lang po ninyo ay yung makikita ng grades na tab. Okay? Baka kasi merong magtanong, sir, bakit ano po, anong nangyari po sa Google Classroom ko, blah, blah, blah. Bakit po wala po siyang grades na tab? Okay? Nakikita lang po yan sa teacher po na account. Okay? So, uploading of materials will be placed in the classwork tab of the Google Classroom. And of course, it will be sorted by week or it will be sorted by module number. Yeah. Module 1, Module 2, and whatsoever. Okay. Next would be the class learning activities. When we say class learning activities, children, ito yung mga mangyayari sa loob ng klase. Ito yung mangyayari sa buong semestre with this particular subject. So you will be notified if there will be materials. So ito talaga yung protocol ko, no? Ang ginagawa ko talaga as much as possible, meron talaga akong load, no? Because that is why I instructed you to write your full name, your contact number sa Google Classroom stream natin so that I can save your number and then I can text you. No, because we have problems on internet connectivity and I believe that most of you, if not all, nag-online lang pag kailangan or nag-online lang pag merong virtual classes. Pero pag wala naman, hindi naman kayo bumibili ng data. So that is why one options for you to be informed kung meron man tayong kung meron mang mga materials na ma-upload sa Google Classroom is by texting. Okay? So, every time kung ano man yung ipapasok ko sa Google Classroom, you will be notified. No? Bakit ginagawa ko yan? It is because I don't want somebody to complain, Sir, I was not informed. Sir, I was not informed, blah, blah, blah. Sir, hindi mo ko na-inform in advance kaya hindi ko siya nagawa. Okay? So, wala talaga siyang lusot o rason. The other one is that submission of outputs. Since we will be doing this online, submission of output may be difficult to almost of you. No, correct? Diba, you all have problems when it comes to virtual classes. Tama?
Yes, sir.
Meron talagang problema. Yes, no. Mainly we have problems on the resources. You are experiencing lack of resources, and um, no, I as a teacher also here actually acknowledge that you have problems no when it comes to virtual classes. But then again, children, although we have problems doing virtual classes, wala tayong load, walang pera pang load, sorry, wala tayong cellphone na maganda, wala tayong laptops or whatsoever, mahina yung internet connectivity natin. Pero we should not stop. No? Because, of course, yun nga, ang sabi ko, hindi pwedeng maging rason yung pandemya para matapos yung tinatawag nating pagkatuto, no? And then that is why I made sure sa mga klase ko talaga, I make sure naman that all of the things na ginagawa ko is contextualized. Ibig sabihin again ng contextualize ay naaayon lang kung ano yung nasa inyo at saka yung pwede ko ding gawin, no? Which is available, no? Availability of resources. So I acknowledge that. Thus, in submitting your output, especially if you're going to submit your output, you may use any means applicable in every submission. My only concern here is dapat meron akong ma-receive na output. That's it. No? So I will be giving you the activity and then you have to return it to me. So yun lang talaga yung lesson. So any means na pwede sa inyo, pwede niyong gawin as long as ma-submit niyo yung output. Pero itong tinatawag natin na any means, meron siyang limitation ha. Ibibigay ko later kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng any means applicable. Okay. Another one, initiatives are very important, especially this time. Okay. I don't want people to be idle. Ibig sabihin ay ayoko yung mga taong wala lang, walang ginagawa, no? Sir, wala magugoy cellphone, ayoko mag-submit. Bakit ka pa nag-enroll, di ba? You all know that by the time you enroll, we have problems when it comes to this. Dapat expected na you will experience challenges. No? Challenges, lisod siya, children. But please take note that your experience, kung ano man yung mga challenges that you actually encountered, hindi lang ikaw yung naka-encounter dyan. There are a lot of students who encountered that problem also, but then again, they find ways, BDO. No? They find ways because they really wanted to pass the subject. No? It's all about will, manggod. No? If you really wanted to submit, if you really wanted to pass the subject, of course, you really have to submit it by all means. By all means, kinasha. And the other thing is, for that, please make sure to read the instructions before sending your outputs. This particular line is very common, especially kung maghatag bitaw instruction or maghatag of orientation. Reading instruction is as much as essential as passing the subject. No, because you cannot pass the subject, you cannot actually pass correct output if you will not read the instruction properly. Okay? And then please take note that yung mga instructions na binibigay ko, ginagamitan ko yan ng mga napakasimpleng salita, no? Para naman hindi siya magiging komplikado. So that is why I expected na students will really understand it. Okay? Siguro sa unang basa, hindi mo pa yan maiintindihan because it takes time to realize daw ayon sa kanta. So, kailangan mo siyang basahin ulit sa pangalawang beses, pangatlong beses, apat na beses, 5 beses, hanggang sa 100 times. Right after that, kung hindi pa rin naintindihan, that's the time that you have to ask your teacher. Okay? Again, yung magtatanong ng napaka-obvious na question, or what I mean, for those students who will ask no? Who will ask questions na obvious yung sagot, hindi ko talaga yan re-replyan. Scene zone yun mo sa kuha. Okay? So pag ma-scene zone gali mo na ako, make sure to go back to the instruction, read the instruction. And then if you cannot still understand the instruction, go back to me and tell me, sir, binasa ko po siya ng 10 beses, hindi ko pa rin naintindihan yung instruction niyo po. Pwede niyo po ba akong bigyan ng simple pa pong instruction para po maintindihan ko po kung ano po yung kailangan kong gawin. Okay, nakaintindihan, children?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Po,
sir.
sir.
Very good, no? Siguro,
Yes, sir.
napaka-stricto ni sir. Actually, hindi yan strict, no? Because what I mean is that, hindi siya, if you are a student who really comply, hindi siya strict for you. Because that's actually, ito yung dapat gawin, no? Sorry, ito yung dapat nating gawin, no? As a student then. Okay, and for that, so you have to read the instruction. That is actually the golden, para siyang unwritten rule bitaw, children. No, unwritten rule yun na siya na if your teachers will give you something, do not answer it, no? Do not write anything on it kung hindi niyo pa nababasa yung instruction. Kung hindi niyo pa naiintindihan talaga yung instruction. Okay? So dapat pagplanuhin talaga, no, before you answer for that particular activity. And of course, I highlighted there, cheating is a big no-no for this class. Okay? We are actually fostering here, actually one of the highlights siguro na topic sa technology is actually the concept of copyright. But then again, siguro sa mga estudyante ko dito, or kung sino man yung guro ninyo sa CPE 107, siguro hindi na natin yan na discuss last semester because yun nga, meron tayong problema sa oras, no? Kasi naging busy because of the accreditation and so on. So we actually have problems on time. But then again, we have to foster authenticity for this particular subject. That is why cheating is a big no-no for me. And children, mind you, children, that if you're going to copy something sa internet, dali ra kaya na mo na siya ma-confirm if you are cheating or not. Sir, paano mo yan malalaman, sir? Ay, napakasimple, napakadalo, no? Like for example, if one of my activity is, for example, okay, define photosynthesis. Ano ba? Um, defined by bilingual education, for example. And then, of course, no, wala gid kay tay knowledge of bilingual education. Wala po tay libro. And then, okay, internet bitaw ron, no, virtual class bitaw. Okay, let's type google.com. Search bilingual education. Nakahanap kayo ng napakagandang artikulo ng bilingual education. Kinopya mo yung napakagandang linya ng bilingual education. At yun ang inilapat mo as your answer, no? By the time I will read that, hindi naman sa tinatawag na judgmental ang mga teachers, no? But that's actually parang ano ba yan siya? Rule of thumb din sa mga teachers na if, especially today na virtual ang klase natin, no? Meaning to say, naglalaro tayo sa loob ng internet, no? Yung ibig sabihin, meaning to say, all of the resources are coming from the internet. So all we have to do here for us to confirm if the answer is authentic or not, all we have to do is copy your answer, children, and then we paste it to Google. Di ba? Ang dali-dali niyo makakuha ng impormasyon, mas madali din sa amin para i-check kung authentic ba yung sagot or hindi. By the time I will receive or I will check, no, I will actually verify, kung ma-verify ko siya that your answer is not authentic, automatically you will get 0 coming from me. Okay? So, sir, ano po ba, sir? Siyempre, sir, hindi namin alam talaga yung bilingual education. Yes, that's the reason why tinanong ko yun para kailangan yung magbasa. No? Resources are there. All you have to do is to click. Ang dali. Ang information magud karon, children, one click away ra gyud siya. No? So all you have to do is read first. And then based on your understanding, okay, doon mo ibigay yung definition. Kasi nga, if your teacher would ask you for a definition, actually mas maganda kung ibigay mo yung definition na base kung ano yung naintindihan mo sa definition. No, but anyway, you can actually give the technical definition, but make sure to cite kung saan siya galing. We have to practice citing the resources. If the idea of bilingual education is coming from Lian Kimada 2020, you have to cite Kimada 2020. Okay? If you get the idea coming from uh, President Roa Rodrigo Duterte, nag-mix Duterte, okay, you have to write Duterte 2020, for example. Okay? Because actually, hindi naman masama na magkuha og idea sa lain. Ang nakakahiya, yung kumuha ka and then you are not acknowledging it. Because that is a way of, that is another form of stealing children. And that is in the form also of cheating. And that is a big no-no for us. Is that clear, Carol?
Opo,
Yes,
sir.
Yes
sir.
po, sir.
Very good.
Ye-
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Nagino
Yes,
niya,
sir.
Filipino education teacher sa education
Yes, sir.
language education teacher sa bagyod kaayo mo. So we really have to foster that, no? Especially for language education, we are actually dealing with words, we are dealing with anything, no ideas, no, when it comes to language. Therefore, we really have to foster and then we have to instill to our students the term authenticity. No? Tama? Tama ba?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Kayong iba natutulog ha, bantay ng mga balbal nga natulog diha. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Udto. Tubag
Opo,
yun.
sir.
Sige.
Opo,
Very good.
sir.
Okay, next is deadline. Okay. This is
Yes,
one of the most
sir.
important one of the important part of this subject. Sir, why deadline? No? Why deadline? Sir, bakit may deadline pa? Akala ko naintindihan niyo po yung sitwasyon namin, sir. Bakit may deadline pa rin po? No? Bakit, alam niyo po na meron kami kakulangan sa pera, meron kami kakulangan sa resources. Bakit may deadline pa rin po? Okay. Ang ingay-ingay po ang ingay-ingay ng advisor ninyo, no? Ang ingay-ingay niya, gwapa na ba kayo ninyong advisor? Kimada, no? Sige.
Tama po, sir.
Ay, tama
Tama
ba? Maganda
po.
siya? Maganda
Yan
siya?
Yes.
man.
Okay.
Yes,
Dahil
sir.
dyan,
Yes,
dahil
sir.
dyan,
Yes, sir.
okay, dahil dyan,
Super po.
5 kayo sa akin. Maganda pala siya, ha? Char lang. Okay. So, anyway, we still have to have deadlines, children. And I hope you understand my argument, no? It is because kung hindi kasi natin ibibigay at ibibigyang pansin yung tinatawag na deadline, siguro lahat kayo magsusumite ng mga output na kung gusto lang ninyo. Okay, ang activity 1 kay ang deadline ni sir's ang activity 1, no, karon gihatag nga bulan, April. Ay, hindi ko bet ngayon mag-submit. Bet ko doon na sa sa finals na part, o, di ba? And then there are students who are actually doing it right away, and actually we are doing it in a very unfair kaayo na method. Okay? And another thing, I have to check also your paper, no? And then as much as possible, actually, again, last semester we have problems on time, no? We have actually time constraints, no? But for this semester, I will make sure that your outputs will be corrected so that I can give you immediate feedback. Now, I'm sorry for that immediate feedback, not really an immediate feedback, at least man lang feedback, no? Because remember, in education, in this particular manner, children, giving feedback is very important, no? Kay basin og dito mo, sir, hindi ko alam na mali pala ito, sir, kasi hindi mo ko sinabihan, di ba? So that is why I would really like to present deadlines. Okay. Sir, how about sir the due date? Can we see the due date? Of course, alam naman natin siguro dito yung Google Classroom natin. Di ba nakikita natin yung due date? Nakikita ba?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Very
Nakikita
good.
Yes,
po.
sir. Opo, sir.
No, even the time, di ba? Makikita din.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very
Yes
good.
po, sir.
So yan. So alam na alam niyo yan kung
Yes,
ang
sir.
deadline, yes, kung ang deadline ay ganito at saka yung oras. And then, of course, as practice, sa mga na-experience niyo last semester, alam niyo na yung activity na ibibigay ng inyong guro ay hindi siya good for 1 day. Diba usually yung deadline na ibibigay sa inyo ng inyong guro ay 5 days, 3 days, 6 days, or 2 weeks, di ba? Tama ba?
Yes,
Tama?
sir.
Okay. Di ba, ang
Yes,
taas
sir.
Yes,
ng
sir.
length, di ba? Ang taas ng length, children. So that is why I would really like you to practice doing your activities or your outputs not on the 11th hour. So ano pong ibig sabihin ng 11th hour? Ibig sabihin,
Yes,
nandun
sir.
na sa deadline ginawa. Okay, here's the case, children. By the time you will hindi talaga mapipigilan kasi nga meron kay talagang okay, okay ginawa, and then late ang inyong output gi-submit, sir, ang pangutana. No, sir, the question is, tatanggapin niyo pa rin po ba yung ginawa naming output, sir, kahit po lagpas na po sa due date or deadline? Tatanggapin ko pa rin. Okay? Why do I have to accept your output kahit late siya? Because this is my way, children. This is my way of um of helping you. This is my way of acknowledging your problems. Di ba? Remember, we acknowledge that you have problems on internet connectivity, walang pera sa bahay, walang ganyan, blah, blah, blah. So, ang pagtanggap ko sa isang output kahit late na, that is my way, my way of showing to you that I acknowledge your problems. And since I acknowledge your problems, I actually helping you. No? So, sir, ano po yung consequence? Because there is still a consequence, no? The consequence for that is that lahat ng klase ko ito, hindi lang ito para sa asignaturang ito, ha? Ang late niya, meron siyang deduction 2 points per day, children. So, magsisimula yung deductions natin right after the day of the deadline. Okay, that's 2 points per day. Klaro?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes
Sir,
po, sir.
bakit po sir may deduction? May deduction. Kasi kung tatanggapin ko lang yan, kahit lagpas na sa deadline, baka mag-submit kayo doon na sa finals. And that is very unfair for the students who really tried their best, nagsunog talaga sila ng kilay para masumite ang output sa takdang panahon at oras. Di ba? So again, aside from fostering authenticity for the subject, I am also fostering also fairness for this class. Okay ba? Naintindihan ba yung nagsusunog ng kilay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Oo. Baka
Opo,
literal na
sir.
magsunog ng kilay, no? Baka makikita tayo, wala na kayong kilay kasi
Yes, sir.
sinunog nyo. Bantay mga balbal mo ha. Okay, of course, no? That is a very ano ba yan? Ano yung sa Filipino? Tayutay? Is that tayutay in Filipino? Idiomatic expression, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, di ba? Idioma or tayutay. Limited talaga yung mga nalaman ko sa language, no? Chart. Okay, anyway, so that's it. And the other thing, so that is why we have a 2 point deduction. I hope that is very clear, no? Because dapat klaro yan sa atin at naintindihan kung ano yung rason. Kasi baka sa labas ng klaseng ito, no? Baka paglabas niyo dito, ano ba yun, si sir, blah, blah, blah. Akala ko ba na-acknowledge niyo yung problem na may 2 points deduction pa. I hope you understand my point, children. Ha? Sige. Next, yan. Yan yung sinabi ko sa yan yung sinabi ko kanina ng mga any means applicable pero may limitations, sorry, no? Bakit sir, bakit po nilimitahan sa 4? Actually, 3 lang yun, no? Kasi yung Google Classroom, ayan talaga yung original natin gagamitin. 3, bakit limited po sa 3? Bakit niyo po nilimitahan sa 3? Why? It is because ayoko maging cluttered yung mga outputs ninyo. Kahit saan-saan nyo lang bet isend. Di ba? At saka, baka magkakaproblema tayo by the time I will be checking your output. That is why I would like to propose to everyone that if ever, no, gusto ko sana talaga na mag-send kayo ng output ay sa Google Classroom talaga natin. Ha? Katong mga dili makasend sa Google Classroom, special cases to sila. Kay special child, mabuna sila. Special child. Okay, mga special cases na sila children, ha? Kanang ang gagawin talaga natin, we really have to make sure na yung output talaga natin ay na-upload at saka nasumite sa Google Classroom para naman hindi ako mamatagalan na sa paghahanap kung saan natin mahanap yung output ninyo. At the same time, maka-check din ko. Because I encountered a lot of problems magud last semester. No? Yung mga output nila, sir, gisend nila sa Messenger, excuse me, naiga-send sa Messenger, naiga-send sa email, naiga-send dito sa, bisag asa na nag-send. Kanya, remember, hindi lang kayo yung estudyante ko. I have 200 plus siguro students. And then, all of you, meron kayong requirements. So, meaning to say, I cannot remember kung saan talaga ninyo yan gisubmit, no? So, that is why I would like to propose for three, no? Tatlo na gagamitin aside from Google Classroom. Pero children, please, gawin ninyo ang lahat ng paraan para makapagsumite sa Google Classroom. Okay? And then the other one would be Telegram. So all you have to do is to download. I'm sure you are very, okay. I'm sure you are very familiar with Telegram, no? Familiar naman sa Telegram, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes po.
No, kasi parang yung iba din parang ginagamit na din talaga siya, no? Okay. So, Telegram, and then all you have to do, children, is to add my contact number. This is my personal number. Pag ibigay sa kahit sino, baka may magti-textmate sa akin. Charing. Okay. So that's my Telegram number. All you have to do is to search that, and then you can upload your output there. Okay. And then for Messenger, of course, all you have to do is message me, sir. Can I send my output here? Okay. You send. And then sa email, when you send your output through email, please use your institutional email. Excuse me. Sige. Okay. So yun. So kung sa email niyo i-send children, of course tayo naman lahat meron naman tayong institutional email, tama? No? So yun yung gusto kong gamitin ninyo para naman mas madali ko kayong ma-identify. Yun. And then what else? Okay. The other thing, I hope you will remember this because it's very important, children. By the time children, no, kung hindi nyo talaga kayang ma-upload yung output ninyo sa Google Classroom, and then kailangan nyo siyang i-upload sa Telegram, sa Messenger, sa Gmail, uh, kailangan nyo kong i-inform. Sir, how to inform you, sir? Do not PM me, do not say it sa Google Class, sa ato ang group chat kay malimtan gihapon ako na. All you have to do, children, like for example, si Kinsa man diri. Si Yunus, si Tiaina, si Tiaina, andyan ka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like for example,
Sir.
si Aina, nagsumiti siya ng out activity 1. Sabi niya sa akin, sir, hindi talaga ako makapag-upload sa Google Classroom kasi po ang hina po talaga ng signal. So meron tayong option, automatic yan. Okay? And then actually, since napag-usapan na natin ito, pwede niyo nang hindi kayo magpaalam sa akin. No? Automatic na yan. So ang gagawin ni CTI na, i-upload siguro yun ni CTI na sa Telegram. Pagkatapos si CTI na ma-upload sa Telegram, at nasiguradong na-upload na talaga, na-attach na yung file, babalik si CTI na sa Google Classroom kung saan dapat ilagay yung activity na yung output. At saka mag-mark done. Diba alam naman natin kung paano mag-mark done, tama?
Yes, sir.
Alam natin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So
Yes,
i-mark
sir.
done. Sir, ang tanong po, sir, ma-mark done po ba siya kahit wala po kaming nilagay na file? Yes. Pwede siya. May pupuntahan. Alexander. Okay, yes, dear. It's okay, dear. You just have to watch the recorded video again. May makikita mo yung artista doon, no, sa video. Okay. Your excuse.
Thank you po, sir.
You're welcome,
Sorry,
dear.
sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, dear. So yun, no? Kailangan bumalik si CTI na sa Google Classroom. I-click niya yung Mark Done. And then, ang gagawin ulit ni CTI na ay dapat siyang mag-comment. Di ba sa baba ng Mark Done, merong private comment doon? Meron ba?
Yes, sir.
Ano po, sir?
Oh, meron.
Meron, sir.
Okay. Sir,
Meron
ano
po,
pong
sir.
gagawin namin sa private comment?
Oh,
Pagkatapos ninyong ma-mark done, pag-click ng mark done, dapat mag-comment kayo doon na, Sir, way of informing me. No? Sir, na-upload or doon ko po sinubmit sa Telegram ninyo. Okay? Sir, doon ko po sinubmit sa email ninyo. Sir, doon ko po sinubmit sa messenger ninyo. Okay. Sir, bakit ganyan? Para mas mapadali yung pag-check ko, no? Hindi ko na kayo pwedeng i-message, no? Kasi baka hindi ko kayo ma-reach and then pag bakante 'yon ay zero agad 'yon. 'Di ba? So, that is also way of helping me, no? For example, activity one, nganong bakante man ni si City I na? O siguro siya nag-submit. Ay, okay. Nabasa ko yung comment ni City I na ang sabi ni City I na submit na daw yung activity one sa Telegram. So, I will check my Telegram and then, okay. Nakuha ang instruction?
Yes, sir.
po, sir.
Yes,
Klaro
sir.
ba yan?
Po, sir.
Opo,
Yes,
sir.
Klaro ha?
sir.
Okay. Bantay na yung mga balbal, mangutana na po ha. Bantay ng yun ninyo.
Yes, sir.
Pangbarangon gyud ako ning mga mangutana na pud usab. Sige, mambabarang ra ba ko? Okay, sige. Question so far, wala?
Wala, sir. Wala po,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sige. Okay.
Wala po,
Kaya
sir.
yung patuloy. Sige, malapit tayo matapos. Of course, honesty is the best policy. Now, that is actually a very cliche statement. Uh, Nakapaskil yan sa ating classroom nung elementary at sa sekundarya pa tayo. Even siguro sa senior high school, nakapaskil ko na siyang honesty is the best policy. Very cliche. The other one, according to Ernst Hemingway, sabi niya, now is no time to think of what you didn't have. Think of what you can do with what there is. No? Yun nga, that's actually the idea. The idea of Ernst Hemingway is all about initiatives. No? Being wise also na wag nating isipin kung ano yung wala. Sir, wala man ko internet, sir. Sir, wala yung signal dito sa mga sir. Sir, blah, blah, blah. Because the problem is already there, children, tama? Tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Wala tayong magagawa if we are always acknowledging the
Yes,
problem
sir.
and we are not doing anything. Okay? So ang gagawin lang natin children, of course, we have to acknowledge yung kakulangan natin, but then again, we have to use kung ano yung meron tayo. And that is the idea of initiative. And I would really like to that concept to be fostered for this class. I am actually expecting a lot from you children, ha? Sige. Okay ba yan? Okay ba na mag-expect ako ng bongga sa inyo?
Yes, sir.
Yes, daw na si Almira. Nakaroon ka lang. Flat one, ganito lang ron. Okay.
Black
Bantay ha. Good luck, Almira. Well, dapat kamo tanan mga balbal pud mo. Dapat we really have to strive for excellence. Charing. Okay. Anyway,
Masakit
that's
po
all.
mag-expect, sir.
Ay, masakit mag-expect. Tama naman. Okay. But anyway, alam na, parati naman tayo nasasaktan. Siguro kailangan tayong
Ow.
char. Anyway, muhugot ta dire. So di na lang tayo magklase, maghugot-hugot na lang ta dire.
Ayaw.
Maghugot na lang, sir.
Okay, sige. Okay, so let's proceed now
Gutom,
to
sir.
the... Ah, gigutom ka, like ka? Okay, we created your first. Okay, ang daming mga pop-up, sorry. Okay, let's proceed to the last part of this orientation, which is, I think, the highlight, the most highlighted part of this orientation. The subject and, of course, your grade component. Okay, that is the full name of your subject, FED110 Technology for Teaching and Learning 2, Technology in Secondary Language Education. Okay, as you can see, the title is in English and then the description is in English. Therefore, the language of instruction we'll be using for this subject is English. Okay, although I have difficulty in speaking in English because I do not know, I can't speak English well, dyan talaga. No, it's very difficult for me to speak English. Okay, I hope please bear with me. I have limited knowledge in English. Okay, TTL2 is a 3-unit course that will focus on the application, design, production, utilization, and evaluation of information and communications technology. Please take note, children, that the acronym ICT stands for Information and Communications with S na siya, Technology. Okay? Klaro ba yan?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
very good. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, ICT or Information and Communications Technology materials for teaching and learning in secondary language that is specifically for English and Filipino education programs. The major requirement for this course, please take note of the major requirement for this subject is an ICT integrated and project-based learning plan. Ano po ibig sabihin yan, sir? Para siyang lesson plan, but a very comprehensive lesson plan, children, wherein you have to choose specific topic on Filipino. Since secondary language man siya, therefore you have to choose topics from grade 7 to grade 10. No? So ngayon pa lang, in a way, i-upload ko naman yung curriculum guide ng Filipino. So ngayon pa lang, gusto kong pumili na kayo ng gusto ninyong topic na pwede ninyong lapatan siguro ng ICT, no? Sa ganyang instruction. So again, the final output for this heads up would be a very comprehensive lesson plan. So ano po siya? Magiging lesson plan po siya na format? No. But ang structure niya, mura siya lesson plan, pero very comprehensive. Okay? So aligned to the K to 12 curriculum. All the learning activities and course requirements will revolve around the student-teacher developed learning plan. So ang gagawin lang talaga, that is why medyo mabigat yung asignaturang ito kasi ang gagawin ninyo children are all authentic. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng authentic, sir? Meaning to say, you will produce different learning plans coming from yung original na siya. Okay? So I believe and I hope that you're now familiar with um, dealing with lesson plan because that would likely to be the flow of this learning plan. But if you have queries on lesson planning or doing it, in a way, we will be having a lecture in that naman. Okay, I will give all my idea about it, my knowledge about it, for you to perform well for this subject also. Okay? Klaro ba yung course description natin, children? Klaro ba?
Yes po,
Sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes po,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Wag matense, no? Baka matense kayo sa sinabi kong, ginamit kong salita na mabigat or very technical. Yung mabigat naman siya, but we will do it in a very, hindi naman funny, no? But in a light way siguro. No? As much as
Yes,
I can, yes, I will help you to have an output, a very authentic output for this semester. Claro? Magtutulungan tayo for
Yes, sir.
this. Okay.
Opo,
Sige.
sir.
Very good. Next would be the most important one. Know your the grade components. Please take note that the passing grade for this is 75%. Sir, ano ba, last semester nag-75 ba gid ka, sir? Yes. No? Nag-75% gyud ko last semester. So mao na siya nga to ang passing score, no? So the components, we have three components. We have individual output, sorry, individual output, wala gyud kay tay group output, no? Kung naaman tay group output, children, if merong time talaga na mag-group output tayo, siguro very rare, no? Mga once or twice lang. Sir, paano po niyo siya graduhan, sir? Kasi wala pong group output sa components. You will be graded individually. So that para naman malagay siya sa individual output. Klaro? Klaro ba?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Opo,
Okay,
sir.
yes, sir.
malapit na tayo matapos, no? Ganito talaga ka-importante yung orientasyon. The second component would be the final output, no? Your final output would be, there are two, language learning plan and portfolio of ICT-based instructional materials.
Yes,
So ano ba yung
sir.
portfolio, no? Ang portfolio, actually, mag-discuss pamantaan niya, para lang siyang, ano bang tawag dito? Para lang siyang collections of your ICT-based instructional materials collection siya. So, ilalagay lang natin siya sa folder, no? Kung ano pa to, kung face-to-face pa ito and then hindi ito siguro educational technology na subject, siguro yung iba papagawa talaga portfolio literal, no? Yung nilalagay sa clear book, nilalagay sa folder, blah blah blah. But for this, ang gagawin natin dito, you will be putting all your collections for ICT-based instructional materials sa isang folder. And then that's the time that you will submit it. Yung folder sa laptop or sa technology or computer. Okay? So that is 35% children. So ikaduha siya nga highest, no? The second siya nga rank. And then of course, one of the final output pag yun would be your micro teaching or demonstration teaching because sa ginawa ninyong language learning plan, i-demo ninyo na siya. No? Kung, di ba, ang gagawa ninyo isang language learning plan at saka yung napili at nagawa ninyong language learning plan, you will have to have your demonstration for that. So ano po yung magiging demonstration pa natin, sir? Is that face-to-face or virtual? We will see there, no? Kung ano man yung mangyayari at the end of the semester. We will adapt kung ano yung mas okay sa lahat. Okay? So yun yung mga expected na gagawin sa asignaturang ito. Medyo heavy pero pagtutulungan natin. Okay ba?
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Questions? Are there any questions?
Sir.
Are there any questions, children? May katanungan?
Wala na, sir.
Wala po,
Wala
sir.
na daw. Okay. Anyway, if later part, no, if later part of the show, meron kayong ma-realize and then gusto niyo itanong, do not hesitate to message me, no? Just PM is the key, no? PM is the key. Just have to message me and then I will try to entertain your concern, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Claro?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay. So if you don't have any questions, I